Hey guys, welcome back to Minecraft The End. Today we will be reading chapter 4. It is titled The Endmoot. It starts on page 41 and goes to page 51. If you guys enjoy this chapter, make sure that you subscribe to hear more chapters and you hit that like button. I hope that you guys enjoy. Humans. Even the word made me shudder. Humans. Finn had never seen one, and he didn't want to. Oh, they came to the end every once in a while, like pests, like creepers sneaking up behind you on a sunny day, silverfish leaping out at you from a path you thought was safe, spiders turning on you just as the sun sets, or worse, endermites chewing at the foundation of the world until it cracked. But to Mo and Finn, all that was just stories, rumors, memories, other people's memories, just as they had been told by the elders what their humbents were like. They had been told what humans were like, just in case they needed to know someday to protect themselves. Humans were strange. They were alien. They were hideous. Instead of beautiful, sleek black bodies as tall as trees, they were short and thick and 100 different colors, all mushed together into fat eyes, wet stomachs, horrible reeking feet, and something particularly nasty called hair. They were violent and angry even when they had everything they could want. If you put a human in a nice patch of a swamp or forest or meadow, they'd carve out everything valuable for themselves in half a day. If that, they just sucked it up like squishy flesh tornadoes, and all to build a stupid house or castle or statue, instead of leaving it as it was unspoiled, which has been far more beautiful than their weird, ugly buildings in the first place. Sometimes they just hit sheep and pigs and even rocks with swords for fun, just to see what would happen, as if they didn't know. And if they saw you, if so much as saw you, they'd get you. You had to get them first. That was all there was to it. Survival of the quickest. Once you've seen one human, it's too late. They'll be everywhere before you can blink. You could get them easier at night. They had to sleep on beds in houses. Endermen catnapped with their eyes slitted, just slightly open, ready and wary of predators. Obviously, the sensible way to get your rest. One of the elders, a lanky, gruff old one named Sama, had to explain to the twins that for humans sleep meant lying in one place for hours and hours, totally unable to hear or see anything. This seemed idiotically dangerous, and they told Sama so. The elder had agreed, and they'd gone their separate ways, satisfied to be right all around. That was why humans needed beds and houses to keep them safe while they did their idiot thing at night. So the best bet was to catch them before they could get into their little fortresses. And of course, as Finn and Mo knew very well, humans' favorite thing to eat was hunbuns. Not that they'd ever asked anyone what humans' favorite food was. They didn't need to. It was quite literally the story of their lives. Humans were monsters, storybook horrors, and they were coming. An Enmoot had been called. Because Endermen were not intelligent and careful in their family groups, the wisest an Enderman could possibly be was at an Enmoot. From all over the end, Endermen came in their family groups to the Ender Dragon's Island to commune and plan. Whenever a decision that affected all of them had to be made, they came to stand in the long shadows of the obsidian pillars and become wise together. It was not every Enderman who existed. That was impossible. Endermen raged far and wide in every part of the world. It wasn't even every Enderman in the end. The end was so vast, each section of it could go eons without communication with another section, but it was enough to choose the right path. As long as Finn and Mo had been alive, there had been only one Enmoot. when their husbands died and no one knew what was to be done with the orphans. There'd never been a need for another. The inn had stayed peaceful all the time. A raid here or there for overworlders, sure, but nothing that required a plan of action to handle until now. They came drifting in like blackbirds in groups of 4 and 5, 6 and 8, sometimes even 12 and 15 or more. Their lovely broad heads tipped up toward the crystal light falling from the towers, toward the shadows of the eternally circling dragon, who played no part in these affairs and offered no advice. Sparkling violet dust glittered all around the Endermen as they gathered. There was Sama, the elder who had explained sleep to them once upon a time. There was Lop, whose ender frags had still not returned. There was Pa, who had long ago brought them the news that they could not train at the Ender Dome, now that there were only 2 of them. There was Eshra, the mouth of the great chaos, with her many clercies gathered around her, and there was Kra and Karshan and Teg and Wakas and the beautiful Nunbit Tappy. Finn even saw Aki hiding behind her husbands, awed by so many people in one place. Khan was there too, sulking on a low dune with his note block beside him. His strange green eyes stared off into the distance. Can kicked at the sand and grass with his feet. The twins saw everyone they knew. Many, many more they did not. All hail the great chaos. Erish thought over the crowd, the power of her mind as commanding as a trumpet. May the great chaos smile upon you, answered the masses of Endermen. How do we know humans are coming? Mo thought to her twin. A quick, direct thought between the 2 of them, not to be shared with anyone else. Are there, I don't know, alarms? Human alarms? Can you not feel it? The thoughts of an elder came slicing into their conversation. Rude, but all rules and necessities were off now. The danger was too great for manners. Awari, the taskmaster, master of the Interdome, towered above them. The 12 seals are nearly in place, and upon those seals the humans will place 12 eyes of Ender. When it is done, the great portal shall be complete, and they will swarm into our world. It is the end times. 12 eyes? Finn recoiled in horror. Eyes? What is wrong with them? Whose eyes did they steal? For what? Party decorations? Humans do worse than that. Juvenile male, thought Carson. Can's secondary humbent. He was calm and thoughtful now, stacked with so many Endermen. Not a trace of his rage left. They steal our pearls. Mo felt sick. Ender pearls were to an Enderman as in heart and soul were to a human. Why? By the great chaos. Why? Carson answered. With it they can teleport as we do. They can't walk? Mo thought in horror. Run? They walk very well indeed, and run better than most. But with an ender pearl, they arrive at their destination somewhat faster. And that, to a human, was apparently worth ripping the soul from an Enderman. They wouldn't even know who it had belonged to. An Enderman's entire heart was nothing more than a minecart ride. It only works once for them. Can thought from his sullen perch on the edge of the island. Distance mattered little when it came to telepathy. If you wanted to be heard, you could be. His purple spores sparkled brightly. The pearl burns out into an ember of coal after they use it. Oh, that's fine then, Finn cried. Very efficient. We're just like torches to them. Burn us and throw us away. I hate them, Mo thought. I hate humans so much. A howl of rage went up from the minds of the hundreds of Endermen. white hot, black cold, insustainable fury. The moment I see one, I cannot stop myself, hissed Nunbit Tappy. Shaking with anger, I cannot rest until I kill it. My soul burns until it is dead. Good, my friend, thought an extremely tall Enderman standing nearby. That is right and proper. Let your lust for battle guide you. Strike them all down in the name of the great chaos. Break their castles. Take their treasure. Feel no guilt. They would do the same to you. It is true that humans are the greatest scourge that this world has ever known. As disgusting as Endermites, as greedy and ugly as death itself. That thought belonged to the elder Irpar. It floated in minds of all the gathered Endermen, cool and firm. But we have little time for this. Each and every Enderman must feel the portal nearing completion, like locks sliding into place within us. The smallest Enderfrags looked around themselves suddenly, terrified, expecting a human to appear at any moment. Ah, the little ones do not understand as their husbands do. The elder Irpar thought soothingly. Time in the overworld does not flow impreciously the same way as it does here. In the time it takes for whatever humans are building, their portal to slide another stone, another eye into place, hours or days may pass in the end. We cannot know for certain. Time is the servant of order. We are not friendly with it. I don't feel anything, Finn thought quietly. Do you? No, answered Mo. Maybe we're getting sick. Grumpo had that cold, remember? He told us to snuggle up close so we could get it too. But we do not know the time is short. Another Enderman, Bayus, picked up Earparis, thought where I left off. His violent eyes flashed. The portal will open beneath the very earth on which we now stand, and they will pour out like lava. We must fight them. That much is certain. Perhaps we can trust in our dragon to protect us? The Ender Nation looked to the skies. No answer came but a long, low, reptilian laugh. A single word echoed in all their minds. Fools. The end belongs to us, thought Wakas, one of the Enderman shepherds. She had a flock of shulkers she tended on the slopes of one of the smaller inner islands. It is the land of the people. We have lived here since the beginning. They have no right to take our country from us and pillage it. Not exactly since the beginning, Vague interrupted her. Vague was a strategy master in Telos. She thought she taught the class Finn had watched yesterday from his dunes. Finn watched her now, longingly. She was giving a lecture, a real lecture, and he was here to listen finally. You speak nonsense, Vague. Be silent, snapped Wakas. Nonsense. Did we build these cities? Did we raise these towers? Block by block? Did we plant the chorus tree? Did we light the crystal torches atop the pillars? No, we did not. Our ancestors found them as they are. Someone was here before us, and we took their land just as the humans wish to take ours. We took it we took it so thoroughly that we do not even remember their names or what they look like. And besides, ownership is order. I would not go that far, began Ursha, the mouth of the great chaos. The human invaders believe everything is theirs for the taking. That is the order of the universe in which in their minds twisted. They see a thing they desire, they smash it, they take it, they devour it, they destroy it, they use it in their vile constructions. We must stand against that. We must keep the end safe and whole. And though there is some orderliness to our possession of this place, it is overweighed by our needs. Enderman must rule the end, the great chaos. wills it so. There is another dilemma. An Enderman named Karj piped up. A great silence fell in all their minds. Kraj was the oldest any Enderman any of them had ever heard of. He was Crux Unit, one of the thick, powerful stems from they which all the Endermen sprang. The violet of his eyes was faded, his pores almost silver. I am more ancient than many of you. I have seen more things, suffered more, experienced more. I have escaped the rain all the days of my life. Get on with it, Kraj, Pa complained. You impress no one. Finimo were stunned. They had always been told to respect the Crux units, but Kraj really didn't impress any of the other elders. As soon as his thoughts fired up, the other Endermen started looking bored and restless. They picked up their spores, wandered around, examined the wall of the nearby pillar with sudden intense interest. No one listened to Kraj, and most seemed to intensely wish he'd stop talking at once. The twins took the opportunity to jog over to Can and settle down on the dry grass with him. The night sky loomed over the edge of the island. It was so beautiful. They'd always thought so. Kraj kept talking, pointedly, ignoring the Enderman, pointedly ignoring him. The ways of adults were very strange. I have journeyed to the overworld many, many times. I have always returned. I have been attacked by humans, cut and beaten. I have barely avoided being caught in the rain. I have served the great chaos in the overworld and the end, and I must warn you that humans have discovered a terrible secret to use against us. For centuries they could not hide from the Ender gaze. Once we saw them, they were ours. But in the overworld, there grows a certain squash, a certain gourd, a pumpkin round and thick. If you had not journeyed as far and as long as I, perhaps you might have noticed it. Bushes here and there, vines that look black and welcoming, like Endermen somehow. Friendly, kind. The humans discovered this. They hollow out these pumpkins and wear them like helmets. When they hoist the grand helm over their cursed skulls, we cannot tell the difference between them and an Enderman. They can walk among us, spies, secret operatives, double agents. Even now, the humans could already be among us, and we would suspect nothing. A terrible shriek of despair echoed around the Ender's Dragon's Island, and then, like thunder after lightning, the long, low laughter of the dragon followed. Is there anything we can do against such a weapon? Wailed Lop. Is there any way to know which of us are truly Endermen? Though Carson, staring intensely toward the edge of the island, toward Can and the blasted note block. There is not, admitted Kraj. There they were listening now, weren't they? Oh, yes. Now they paid attention. Kraj revealed in it. We must be careful. Never travel alone. Move in groups of four at least, and more if you can gather them. We have never needed one another so much. Fortify yourselves. Have faith in the great chaos. It will guide and protect us. It will visit ruin upon our enemies. Place shulkers everywhere you can. They are coming. If they are not already here, we must be ready. We must protect our land from the interlopers. Tappy frowned, but kept her thought to herself. But there must be a way to tell, thought Carson. His eyes narrowed into magenta slits in his black head. Is he looking at us? Finn thought, terrified. He's looking at us, Mo thought back. I wish we hadn't come. He's crazy. Carson glared at them, through them. It is impossible that the humans have invented something so efficient that no Enderman can see through their deception. Humans may be strong, but they are wicked and stupid. They use their mouths to talk like animals. The same mouths they eat with. No one who talks with their eating hole can best the noble Enderman. There must be clues that would reveal the spies if you look closely enough. I did not say there were spies, though, thought Kraj hurriedly. Only that there may be. Do not rush to suspicion. The true servant of chaos accepts all possibilities. But Carson ignored the crux unit, a clue. The hulking Hunbit growled in their heads. If only someone was wise enough to see it, they would not be like us. Oh no, they would be different. Freaks, outcasts, monsters, people who simply cannot act normal, no matter how you try to accept them. People with no respect, no manners, no love for the end. People who reject the intergroup altogether and run off to be by themselves. Ugh. Humans could never understand the meaning of family. They are the same alone or together. Ugly, dumb, unpleasant, annoying, and cruel. Carson had worked himself into a fury. His slick, dark shoulders quivered and began to burn red. The berserker rage of Enderman who has a human in his sights. And loud, he finished. Stay away, Mo yelled. You do not know us. You do not know anything about us. Please, Carson. Finn scrambled up. A few blades of grass and grains of sand skittered up off the edge of the island, tumbling into the void. We've eaten with you and drunk with you. You took us in when our hummocks got caught in the rain. You do know us. You've known us since we were little. We don't even know what pumpkins are. Carson bellowed. The Enderman war cry and bolted toward them, screaming, shrieking. The sound was like a horrible mechanical siren. Can! The Hummit roared. He swung his long arms, knocking Mo and Finn aside like black dolls. He kicked the note block off the inner dragon's island into the night with a yelp of joy and triumph. Can cried out after it, white tears streaming in his mind. It fell silently, slowly, until it disappeared into the dark. Carson grabbed his fragment's head and smashed it against the earth as though he meant to crack it open. Surely no pumpkin could withstand more than a few blows like that. I knew it. I knew it all along. Everything makes sense now. You are not my fragment. You have never been my fragment. You are a human being with green eyes. Ken gave up. He lay on the ground beneath his humbit and cried. That wraps up chapter 4. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for chapter 5, and I will see you guys next time.